First Alert.
I had no idea it was that number. That's a high number.
Now at 10, catalytic converter thefts are on the rise. Hear more from a victim who has experienced this quite a few times. Plus, learn how Governor Hutchinson is trying to get more folks vaccinated as he makes stops across Region 8 this week for COVID conversations. And a Jonesboro church is now debt-free. Bradley Brewer visited the congregation, and you'll see how churchgoers celebrated.
Region 8 News starts right now.
Take a live look from our Newport weather camera tonight. It was much cooler today due to all the cloud cover, but I think many are wondering if there's any more chances of rain and when we will see the humidity rise again. Chief Meteorologist Ryan Vaughn joins us for the first look at weather. Ryan.
Hey Hannah, yeah, we actually still have a little bit of rain out there right now. Most places stayed dry today, and like you said, the clouds kind of helped us out a little bit on the temperature. If you notice though, pretty good storm going on in Ripley County, and then we've got one also going through Poinsett County. First, take you down into Ripley County. This one's coming into Butler County. In fact, just west of Poplar Bluff, still have some pretty good rain, but 160 Donovan just got a little bit of a downpour, and that stretches down to around Maynard. You put this in a three-dimensional perspective, that thing's building up to about 30,000 feet. So to hear a rumble of thunder or two, not out of the question, but this is not severe. Notice that kind of goes into parts of Randolph County. Got a little sprinkle right along Highway 34, just went through O'Kane, that's going through Greene County, and then lighter showers from Wiener to Waldenburg down to 214, picks up a little bit down in Cross County at Highway 42. So a little bit of rain this evening, and really even tomorrow, about a 20 to 30% chance of an isolated storm. But look at the temperature, still held down a little bit because of the cloud cover, humidity down just a bit also. But as you expected, it's July, the heat and humidity will return. Your forecast coming up.
Catalytic converter thefts are on the rise across the country, and it is a crime that's been more prevalent right here in Region 8 in recent months. Journey Taylor talked to a victim who has been hit more than once. She has a story.
On this particular vehicle, this is where the catalytic converter is located, which means that thieves are sinking to new lows to steal them. Region 8 News has combed through months of police reports from January 2020 to May of 2021. In that time, the Jonesboro Police Department reported over 90 catalytic converter thefts. This year, thieves are on track to surpass the last 2 years combined.
I've continued to see it throughout the town that people have had losses, but I had no idea it was that number. That's a high number.
Thieves have struck the Learning Center not once, not twice, but 3 times.
Inconvenient, very much.
Lynn Cooper, the director of the nonprofit, says the crooks have hit 8 of their buses parked at multiple locations. She adds the thefts usually happen on long holiday weekends. And it's a crime that really adds up.
They're typically getting somewhere between $400 to $200 for a set of converters that may cost you $2,000 for repairs.
Just this last time to fix 2 of the buses, it cost $936. And we can't really claim that on insurance because we have deductible, and so it's, it isn't worth it.
She says they've even tried to be strategic and park the buses closer to their front doors, but even that did not stop the culprits.
More and more in your face. They were right in the front where they are active buses that we use every day, and I just was, shoot, because these have to run.
The crime hurts not just the center, but those it serves.
By stealing from nonprofits, you are essentially hurting those populations of children, you and adults with disabilities and aging adults. We have a large bus route, and so when our buses are being tampered with or not in action and working every day, it really creates a burden for our families and for, because our kids, they suffer because they need to be here every day.
And Cooper says they are in the process of installing cameras here at their Aggie location, just another expense that they have to pay out of pocket. In Jonesboro, I'm Journey Taylor, Region 8 News.
The pandemic is taking hold once again in Arkansas. Governor Asa Hutchinson is urging you to get the vaccine, and he's making 2 stops in Region 8 this week for COVID conversations. Tomorrow he'll be in Batesville at the Batesville Community Center. That event will start at 6 p.m. on Tuesday. Hutchinson will be in Blytheville and will speak at the Chickasaw Arena at Blytheville High School starting around noon. The events come as the Delta variant is leading to a surge in cases, not just in Arkansas, but nationwide. And speaking of the Delta variant, at least 25 states are seeing a rise in cases due to the strain. Vaccination rates continue to vary, with the Midwest showing the highest level of resistance. 27% of people there saying they will not take the shot. ABC's Faith Abube has more on the push to encourage the vaccine.
A growing concern over the Delta variant, which is now the dominant strain of COVID in the U.S., and it's driving up daily caseloads in at least 25 states. According to the CDC, 99.7% of current infections are among those who are not vaccinated. A recent ABC News Washington Post poll found 93% of Democrats said they were or plan to get vaccinated, while only 49% of Republicans said the same.
This is no time for politics. This is a public health issue, and viruses and public health don't know the difference between a Democrat, a Republican, or an independent.
In Arkansas, a state with one of the lowest vaccination rates, cases have increased a staggering 110% over the past 2 weeks. Yet, many are still hesitant to get the shot.
We're working very hard to go to that population through the employer, through trusted advisors such as the clinics, making sure they have the information and overcoming the hesitancy or just the simply we're putting it off approach.
But it's not just the number of cases that's on the rise. Hospitalizations are also increasing.
We're seeing a lot of more intubations this go around, younger people that are getting this Delta variant.
In Missouri, Springfield's Mercy Hospital is now borrowing ventilators and pleading for more respiratory therapists to help handle the growing number of COVID patients. Wisconsin father Mike Berry contracted COVID before vaccines were widely available.
You need to protect yourself from the virus so that you don't go through what I went through. I was resuscitated twice, heart surgery, kidney failure. There's a long list of things that the virus did to me.
He was welcomed home this weekend after spending nearly 6 months in the hospital. Faith Abube, ABC News, Washington.
Shelby County's new health directive allows drinking fountains to reopen and plexiglass barriers to be removed. Another sign life is returning to some sense of normal, but at the same time, the fast-spreading Delta variant threatens to disrupt the progress. Cases are once again soaring in areas with low vaccination rates, like here in Arkansas, where Governor Hutchinson is worried about a third wave.
You can see the growth of the Delta variant as compared to all the other variants in Arkansas. And of course, the Delta variant is more transmissible.
The CDC says fully vaccinated children and teachers won't need to wear masks this fall when they return to the classroom. And both the CDC and FDA say Americans who have been fully vaccinated don't need a booster shot yet. It's not clear if they'll ever need one. A 135-year-old church in Jonesboro celebrated becoming debt-free from the construction of its new building today by burning copies of their mortgage notes. First Christian Church moved into their new building in 2012, paying off their mortgage in just under a decade. Pastor Don Martin says the financial liberty is way off his and the church's shoulders as they can now focus on the future of their ministry.
What we're doing right now, we've got a vision committee that's looking and saying, okay, what ministries do we as a church here in Jonesboro need to do that we could do marvelous at? And so we're just we took a step back to look at that. But absolutely, we've got a lot of plans for our future.
Martin gave all the credit of paying the building off to the congregation, who he said had been incredibly generous and made sacrifices because of their love of the church. The death toll in the Florida condo collapse now sits at 90. This as 31 people remain unaccounted for. Mayor Daniela Levine Cava says 71 of the 90 victims have been identified. Fire Rescue Chief Alan Comiskey spoke today and detailed the process that recovery teams have taken to recover the victims in the rubble.
The stairwell is always a primary, just the stability of how the stairwell is built. It's hardened better than other areas per se. So with a collapse, that's where you have your greatest void space, greatest possibility. Unfortunately, the way with this type of collapse and everything coming down and another building sharing where we found a stairwell in another location per se, and also collapse in Pancake. It just, it minimized, those opportunities.
So far, crews have removed more than 14 million pounds of debris and concrete from the site.
To be here is like a nice safety net,
After fire forced it to close, One Salvation Army is finally reopening its doors.
Region 8 team is up early to keep you in touch with what's happening right here, right now, and what's next for your day. Watch Good Morning Region 8.
We want to buy your ride at Capital Auto Group. Don't worry with the hassle of trying to sell it yourself. Save time and money, because at Capital, we buy cars. You don't even have to buy a vehicle from us. We just want to buy yours. Bring in your vehicle and get a check. Because at Kavanaugh, we buy cars. Come by any of our stores for your quote today, or see our entire inventory at KavanaughCars.com.
Wherever you are, stay connected to a weather team you can trust through the Region 8 weather app. Take control of live Doppler radar with advanced storm tracking and interactive features. Stay updated with hour-by-hour conditions and customized alerts. View forecasts specific for your part of Region 8. And when severe weather moves in, stay informed with live coverage from the team that knows Region 8 weather the best. Only on the Region 8 weather app in the App Store and Google Play Store.
Drivers today face a lot of distractions: cell phones, texting, bad weather, eating or drinking while trying to steer. But a driver's main job is the responsibility to operate a vehicle safely. Eliminate distractions when you drive. Pay attention, wear your seatbelt, drive defensively. But if you're hurt in an accident by another driver who didn't, then call us. We're going to be on your side, by your side. You having fun there, Austin?
When you want to stay informed, Region 8 News is there. Just download the Region 8 News app to get personalized alerts on news, traffic, health, and much more. Pick and choose your notifications so you're always the first to know about the stories that matter to you. And stay connected with breaking news alerts as stories develop.
The Salvation Army Little Rock opened its doors to families again after fire forced it to close for a few months this spring. Jessica Rank has a story. It says the shelter is at limited capacity, but is still working to help families in need.
This may seem like just a room with a few toys and a few more smiles. But for William Pirtle and his family,
To be here is like a nice safety net,
it's more than just a roof over their head.
just to catch you and give you that hand up.
The family moved from Tennessee to Little Rock about 3 weeks ago with very little in the backseat of their car.
We went to the Baptist hospital that night and just sat in the parking lot with the air conditioner going in the truck.
Now they're finding a little more hope inside these four walls at the Salvation Army.
We just try, just try to make the best of it as we can, being real to them as well as try to make it as comfortable as possible.
Usually we'd see a lot more families inside the shelter, but since March that number has dwindled after a fire damaged much of the space used for beds.
It was a difficult time.
The Salvation Army is trying to get back to where it once was.
Right now, unfortunately, it doesn't truly feel just like home yet.
DeSalvo says it's about making families feel safe so they can focus on finding a job. Pirtle and his family are one of just 2 at the shelter.
People without dreams perish.
But with the public's help, the Salvation Army wants to serve more in the future, making a better life for each person
We need something to grasp hold of.
who walks in the doors.
That was Jessica Rank reporting. The shelter is a temporary home until the residents can find a job or get an apartment or house. And taking a live look from our Jonesboro Stadium weather camera, it's been a cooler day after the storms last night. But when will the humidity come back? Your forecast just minutes away.
Connect to fun with nonstop flights from Little Rock to Atlanta or Denver on Southwest Airlines. Make new memories this summer. Southwest Airlines and Clinton National Airport. We're ready when you are.
You're listening to a public service announcement from the Arkansas Attorney General.
Every day, we are flooded with robocalls from criminals who change their caller ID to look like local numbers, claiming to be a grandchild in jail, the IRS, or maybe it's just Rachel from Card Services. Don't let someone you know fall prey to these scams. Together, let's stop these illegal calls. Let your Attorney General do the fighting for you. Call 800-482-8982 or visit arkansasag.gov.
You could win $1,000 every day. It's not Christmas in July. It's Cashmas in July. Listen as 104.9 The Fox, Mix 106.3, and 100.5 The Eagle give you a keyword 5 times each weekday. Each keyword will register you to win $1,000 each day. That's Cashmas in July from Butterball, the coolest place to work in Jonesboro, and 104.9 The Fox, Mix 106.3, and 100.5 The Eagle. Listen to win $1,000 a day with Cashmas in July.
Off-Road Connections is your NEA in Southeast Missouri ATV and truck accessory destination. At Off-Road Connections, we've got all the accessories you want and the top brands you know: BDS, Rough Country, Nitto, and Toyo. Off-Road Connections has leveling and lift kits for ATVs, UTVs, and trucks, tires, wheels, LED lighting, Jeep accessories, spray-in bed liners, and hitches. Make your vehicle make a statement. When you're ready to build your rig to what you want, get to Off-Road Connections in Paragould.
We are open and ready to serve the region. Jonesboro businesses, welcome.
The National Weather Service reports preliminary information shows an EF2 tornado hit Dexter with about 120 mile-per-hour winds. Fire Chief Don Seymour says at least 32 blocks in the city received property damage. The National Weather Service says around 150 homes were affected. Those who live in the storm's path say they can't believe the damage left last night.
I knew there was a storm coming. The lights flickered a few times. Nothing really went out. It just flickered. When it flickered the second time, I heard the big crash. My dogs kind of freaked out. And I turned around and I seen the whole roof falling in.
I was just devastated, honestly. I just didn't know what to say. I was pretty much speechless at the time.
City officials are asking all homeowners to place their debris on the edge of the street, not in the street. Crews will pick up the debris as soon as they can. Last night's tornado also affected the hospital's Southeast Health of Stoddard County. The roof and walls in the back of the building received damage, and the hospital does not have power right now. 22 patients and 40 staff members were evacuated. Shauna Hoffman helped those patients evacuate and thanked the first responders who helped out.
Emergency preparedness is something that the Southeast Health Facility and teams practice daily, practice weekly, and it was well orchestrated during this disaster last night. Couldn't be more proud of the team and their quick and diligent and effective response.
She says the goal is to reopen the emergency department by the middle of the week, once power and utilities are restored. Monday's patient clinics have been rescheduled and staff will be in contact with people if any other delays occur.
And tonight we're going to be much quieter than what we had last night, but we still have some showers and storms out there. In fact, one of the storms just to the west of Stoddard County right now. If you notice, we've got some decent rainfall coming out of Ripley County, going into Butler County, and then some rain in our southern counties from roughly Poinsett County down to Woodruff County. Right now, though, this rain coming out of Ripley County, moving down Highway 160. Naylor's dry at the moment, but you've got some showers to the west. Poplar Bluff, you've got the rain increasing now, and you can see the heavier rain about to cross over Highway 67. This extends down all the way into Clay County, where Success is seeing some rain move in right now. In Clay County, that's moving out of Randolph County, but you can see as we go down the street level here, the heaviest rain just to the west of Success, right along Highway 211 and County Road 100. That's moving to the east, so 328, County Road 178, really starting to see the showers pick up here in just a moment. Notice as you look at this in a three-dimensional perspective, you see some cores of heavy rain, but nothing looks severe. But this storm is building up high enough to where it could have some thunder and lightning with it. so you may hear some rumbles of thunder, but we're not looking at anything like what we had last night. A little shower right now in Greene County. This is Beech Grove. This is Highway 34 here, and we'll take you down a little closer into Greene County between Peach Orchard and also Beech Grove right now, right around Delaplane County Road 115 and 111, seeing some light rain at the moment. The rest of Greene County is dry. Poinsett County, Harrisburg's dry at the moment, but there is some rain back to the west. 214, seeing some showers. It picks up a little more as you head into parts of Cross County right now. Highway 364 to 193 to 42. Cherry Valley, you're about to see the rain pick up here shortly. It's dry right now. Let's take a live look in Paragould, looking out toward Linwood Cemetery, out toward the tornado siren sitting there right by the water tower. It's quiet as we take a live look in Southside, looking out from Mark Martin Ford and Kia, and looking out toward First Baptist there in Walnut Ridge. It's quiet, a few cars here and there on the highway, but dry at the moment. We're at 76 in Paragould, 75 in Jonesboro. Walnut Ridge coming in at 75 degrees. Dew points are up there, 60s and 70s, but a little better than what we had last night. In fact, if you look at the change from the dew point from now to yesterday, we have a slightly drier air in place. You may have felt that lower humidity today. That'll start climbing as we go to about Wednesday. Hour by hour through the day tomorrow, we can't rule out an isolated shower even in the morning hours. As we go into the afternoon, you start seeing a few spotty storms pick up. Rain chance about 20 to 30% with some added cloud cover, and still that slightly cooler air in place. We're likely to see highs only in the low to mid 80s, which is below average. Breaking it down hour by hour, you see that little 20 to 30% chance of rain. We may still be in the 70s in many locations, even at the lunch hour. Graphing out the high temperatures, though, we will go back up to around 93 on Thursday, staying in the low 90s heading into the weekend. As far as rain chances are concerned, kind of staying in that 20% range, going up to 40% on Saturday and Sunday. Just a slight chance of rain tonight, as you saw on the radar, 69 for the overnight low. For tomorrow, not too warm.